Hi, this is Karen Hamilton with Sacred Seven Healing. I wanted to talk today about what is Christ, what is the Christ. And my understanding from all my spiritual awakening that I had was that Christ is a frequency, it's an energy, it's a belief in and an understanding in all that is. It's the reconnection of the heart to the higher mind. It's an activation in a sense, or a transfiguration. And how it happens is that when you go through a process through divine will, that you wish to be a better person, you wish to experience what it is to feel love, to be able to love yourself through sheer desire to know thyself, you go through a process of cleansing the body through the mind, through the heart, through acceptance of self, and through realizing that everything in this universe is connected to love. And everything and everyone is connected to each other, and that there is one divine creation of light, and we are all part of that living light. And so the reconnection of understanding or transfiguration is the purification of the body. The body is the vessel, it is the temple, it's the purification within the temple. It's learning to eat properly so that you can hold the perfected vibration of 7. It's about the thoughts that you hold in your heart. It's the way you treat others. It's the way you see yourself within the world. It's the forgiveness that you have for those that have hurt you or perpetrated evil against you or cause suffering for you. It's forgiving yourself for maybe not being strong enough, maybe not being perfect enough, and realizing that there is no real perfection. The only perfection that exists is that of the living light. And when you begin to receive all this information about life and our world and how you fit within the world and how we fit with each other as one greater whole, you begin to go through an alchemical transformation in the body, which purifies your entire body through the right frequencies and vibrations, and you become a receiver of light. And your body goes from being a carbon-based vessel into more of a crystalline-based vessel, and you become a receiver. And so Christ is really a crystal frequency within your bloodstream. Each one of your cells holds water. Each one of your cells is vibrational. Each one of your cells holds sacred light. And when all the cells in the body are now receiving the divine frequency, then you go through the transfiguration and you then hold the frequency of Christ or crystal or Christos. That's what Christ is. And you only can achieve this by sheer will, by wanting more than anything to be whole in your heart, to be a good person, to desire a change in your life, wanting to see your children happy, or be happy with your spouse, or be happy with yourself, or experience what it is. What is heaven? What is heaven on earth? And the one thing that I realized is as you go through what I call the transfiguration, you realize that you are nothing but divine light. And you go through a process of these chemical changes. And when you do, your body becomes a light. You become source. And you realize that you are source. And that then you go through a process as well of realizing that once your body and vessel is purified and healed, you then take on what they call the garment of light. And the garment of light is a crystalline frequency of protection from dark matter that is not holding Christ light. It's a lower vibrational energy that can attach to the physical form and alter your cellular and mental capacities, changing your heart, putting you more into the lower, what I would call the negative polarity of the body. And when you receive and go through this purification process and go through the transfiguration, your polarity changes from being negative into positive. You actually go through a physical pole shift, and then you become more connected to everything. You feel such love in your heart for other people. You want to give to others freely. You want to be connected to other people on a heart level. And then you also begin to receive information divinely through messages, through visions, through images. And that's a connection to higher source of self. And your crystalline self is the Akashic records of everything. It's the higher wisdom. And it's all part of your vessel. Your DNA, your RNA holds the information like a computer chip. And think about a computer. It's the silicon chip is made of sand, and sand is made of crystal. We are crystalline. That's what we're meant to be. And you need to move your energy higher. You need to move your frequency higher. And you can only do that through will and realizing that you have to go into the heart and become connected inside yourself. No, and this is no offense to the Bible, but no doctrine and indoctrinating you into a belief system is necessarily going to lead you to your own salvation. It might be a stepping stone. It might be the beginning of a process, but the truth lies within you. And I mean, I don't follow the Bible, but I do know that at one point, did not Christ say to the people not to follow false idols, not to believe in false idols? And idols can be anything from a statue to a person, to a church, to an indoctrination, to a book, to whatever it is. That everything in the universe is held within you, in your sacred heart. And that's what I believe is important, and so science in some ways is truth, and religion in some ways is truth. It's not the religious doctrine, it's the spiritual part, the component. Those two together is what makes the understanding of what the Christ body is, what Christ consciousness is. It's understanding all these different levels. And there is, from what I've experienced, there is a process. And that's what I refer to as Jacob's ladder. There is a process that you go through step by step to achieve another level of enlightenment. But the only way you can receive that enlightenment is through will and desire to be better. It has nothing to do with, again, I've said this in other videos, people that are following Satan. Again, you're following a false doctrine and a false light, a false idol. You're not following the living light. We are the living light. This earth is the living light, and we are connected to the living light. This is our mother. This is our home, our mother, our light creation, and we're part of that creation. We are one with that creation. So I think it's important that people don't get false information with some of these things that you see out there. I believe you've got to go on the internet, not the internet. And the internet, I use it as I receive information through frequency, because light holds information. Light, the speed of light, it holds information. And the brain receives light through the, if you've ever looked at a brain when it's operating, and I know scientists can prove this, that it has sparks within it that light up, that show that relays of information are coming in from all over. And so when the brain is properly activated, and that's what I call the 12 tribes, you have 12 different cranial nerves in the brain, and when they're properly activated through your desire to be a better person, you then receive the frequencies of light that are higher vibration, which then activates all the 12 tribes. And once the 12 tribes are activated, it goes into the pineal and it starts activating along with the frequency that runs up the spinal column and the fluid that goes in. And so the serpent is really the fluid from your spinal fluid, your sacred pool being at the spine base. There is a pool of fluid that's a golden color that runs up the spinal column. Your spine is the 33rd degree. It's frequencies, 33 frequencies it's got to go up. When it goes up, it activates all the different sectors of the body that are connected to your physical vehicle operating properly. And as it activates each sector, then eventually you receive the crown of light. So the Bible isn't wrong. It's just maybe it's not being explained quite right, because what they've done is they've put a false idol in to control what you're capable of doing for your own physical vehicle. If God is light and dark, because God is everything and all that is, that's all there is, light and dark. That is God. Maybe God is the gamma, omega, a delta. Delta being your dream state, but it's also what they call the 3 rivers or the 2 rivers, or however you want to look at it. Our DNA, our chromosomes, when they spiral, they actually have light codes within them that can activate and become receivers. And so our vessel is a receiver of light. And another part of it is when you activate the vessel and you receive the 12 tribes and you receive the crown and you have the desire in your heart to be a better person, you become redeemed. You receive the crown of the Redeemer, so that then you're connected to Source and all that is, and you become a receiver for all that is. And then through that receiving, you increase the ionic frequency around the body, which actually looks like golden light. It looks like gold energy moving around your body. And when you receive that golden light, you then can pull in an electromagnetic field around your body. That field activates further the currents within your body. And so if you think about maybe the understanding of Zeus and the lightning bolts that he holds in his hands, could it maybe be that Zeus was connected to the frequency of light, of pulling in frequency, vibration, pulling all these different aspects of energy together, and then it channels through the body and out through the hands. And you see, you can look at my hands now. Now, when I want to do a healing with somebody, I pull the energy from up above and below. There's forces above us and below us and around us. And I pull all that energy in and I put it into my heart. And I process the energy frequency through my heart. And I build up a field of light around my body. And then I take my hands and I picture through my consciousness, through my thoughts, through my imagination, I visualize increasing the flow of blood through my hands and watch my hands. And the energy starts to flow into my hands, and that's chi. That's the chi energy pulling in through the heart and then moving it through the body. And because we are electric and because we're made of frequency and light, if you understand that even sound, vibration, healing of music, certain vibrations of sound is healing. Color is connected to the speed of light and frequency. It's also a healing thing. And all our organs are encoded with certain vibrations, which I've said before. You are then beginning to heal and generate energy for your own body. And you can do this for other people. And that's really what energy healing is that you have an understanding of how to channel. Channeling is pulling through and pulling up and creating that force of energy around the body. You pull it up through the lower frequencies, through breath. And breath is life. And every time we breathe in, we're receiving. Every time we breathe out, we're giving. Giving and receiving of life. And so children and people, when you're born and you take your first breath, what are you doing? You're breathing in all the light codes and all the frequencies and everything into the vessel. And then you become part of the living light. That's why I said before in my previous video that when a sperm and a cell meet, there is a divine spark. And that is the beginning of life. Because we are electric. We are electric beings. Now, the reason that our bodies have copper in it is because it holds electricity. We are electric. And so when you want to be at your highest vibration, you must be, what is a battery? When is it working the best? When it's alkaline. So you need to then alkalize your body. Eating too much red meat, eating meat is an acid. So you want to think about what things alkaline the physical body in order to make it vibrate, hold the electric field, because the electric field is connected to your garment of light and your physical health and vibration, and your heart chakra working at its highest and greatest potential. Your mind is electric. It's receiving these light codes and frequencies, and it's running back and forth. It's activating those 12 pineal or 12 tribes, the 12 different energy fields around the brain, balancing the body. So again, the vessel, if you want your vessel to operate at its highest capacity, then what you have to do is balance the body, and it's mind, body, spirit. And spirit is the essence and energy that lives within us. It's our memories, it's our consciousness, it's our actual vehicle within the vehicle. There's more than one level of energy. You see, we're very complex. We're not just like this. We're a garment of light frequency. We have a rainbow frequency of light that allows us to hold this vessel and make it look as it does. So scientists say we're holographic. Well, yes, we are, in a way. We are a garment of light. We are a field of light. We are God's creation. We are the gamma, omega, the delta. We are the gods of this world. And we were created out of love. And why? Because love is the single vibration that was created at the moment that everything in this universe was created, including us. The dense matter going in on itself with such incredible power, and the releasing of the energy outwards was the frequency vibration of the living light. And the living light holds the codes of love. It holds everything. Everything. Love is everything. There's nothing more important than that. And so if there's one thing that I can say out of everything that I've talked about in this video, and hopefully it's not too complicated, but the one thing I can say is that the only thing that really matters in this world is love. Loving yourself so that you can love others. It doesn't matter what color of skin you have. It doesn't matter what religion you have. It doesn't matter what you are, whether you're male or female. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters in this world is love, because love is what was created. That's the light. That is the living light, is love. And when we don't love ourselves, we are reflecting the darkness, the darker parts, the denser energy, and then it changes the living light. We need to go back to how we were. If you want to look at the beginning of the human blueprint, go back and look at who we were. We were love. Our vibration was love. We were creating a garden. We were making things beautiful. We lived peacefully. We coexisted. We didn't all look the same, because love is your skin is yellow, your skin is brown, your skin, it doesn't matter. We're all love. Every single being on this face of this earth and this universe was created with love. And there are those that have forgotten what love is. Maybe they were tormented and tortured as a child. I mean, who am I to judge that? But you do not have the right to damage the original blueprint and the living light. You do not have that right, because we are sacred beings of light. And so we don't want to forget that. Let's remember who we are. Wake up now. You are powerful. You never lost your power. It was always in here. You have the ability to change your world. Make your world what you want it to be. If you want it to be evil, it will be. If you want it to be of love, it will be. The world is our mirror. So mirror what you want for your children, for your family, for your friends, for yourself. Mirror that which you want to receive. Remember that. Anyway, I love you all. I wish you a wonderful day, evening, early morning, wherever you are, wherever you receive this. You are meant to receive this message. I love you all, and have a wonderful